Hi guys, it's Debbie from healingfrombpd.org. I want to start out this video by telling you guys how thankful and grateful I am for all of you. For you watching this video right now and possibly on my blog reading the post that goes with it. I have had a rough couple of days. Really bad. Really distressed. Extremely anxious. It got to the point where the self-harm thoughts were coming. Thank God that I know how to use the DBT skills and that I was able to muster up the strength to do it, even though I, honest to goodness, didn't feel like it. I really didn't. I was so angry and so disappointed and so upset to find myself in a space that I had been in before that I had hoped and thought wouldn't get to that point again, that I really just wanted to pull my hair out and scream and cry and just say, F all of this. You know, I don't, it was so overwhelming and upsetting. But there was that wise mind, that little tiny bit of wise mind coming up in there saying, Debbie, you've been through this before and it totally sucks and it feels miserable and it's almost unbearable, the distress. But life is so worth it when you pass through this, because it always passes, and it may take a day, it may take 3 days, who knows how long it's going to take. But I was reminded, or I reminded myself, of how good I feel on those days when life is good, you know, like things are going well and my mood is pretty stable and I'm happy and I'm not having anxiety attacks and those kinds of things. And I know that's really hard to do when you're in the midst of a crisis and you're not feeling well and you're not thinking straight. And it was hard for me too. And, you know, I wrote in my blog that I felt really embarrassed in a way sharing the extreme distress that I was experiencing because, you know, I'm that girl that writes about how DBT is so amazing and will help you and you're going to feel great. And that is still true. And I will tell you that mental illness is very complex. My blog is healing from bpd.org, not healed from BPD, because I think it's probably an ongoing thing, possibly for the rest of our lives, that we have to learn how to keep everything in check, you know, but I'm vulnerable still. I still have these symptoms and I apply the skills. But I'm glad that I did share this with you guys because, as expected, and even though it's been tough, I am starting to feel better. And it was really bad, really bad. I mean, some of you guys saw me on Facebook and Twitter at like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning my time when it was like 10 in the morning in England. And you guys were like, what is she doing online? Are you okay? And I wasn't. I was not okay. I've really had to do my 911 DBT skills. And the reason I'm glad that I shared, after all, number one, I have received Facebook messages, tweets, direct messages on Twitter, emails, you name it, messages through YouTube about people just outpouring of caring and support and love and encouragement, and people saying, hey, don't be embarrassed, you're one of us, you know, this happens. And they were encouraged to see that even on these really, really dark days that I have been willing to push through and work through it. And so I feel that, and I've said this before, I'd be doing you a great disservice if I did not share with you the times that I have really difficult, like a crisis or a difficult time with my emotions, because then it looks like, okay, this girl has completely got her act together and she's doing DBT and she's, you know, never really has a downfall. She just goes, up a little challenge, up a little challenge. But you know what? The truth is, a lot of the time, and it's gotten more consistent since I have started DBT, I'll be stable for quite some time, and there'll even be a trigger and I'll still just dip and come right back up. But when there are multiple triggers at once, especially, that's when I get really, really vulnerable and excuse me, and end up a lot of times in the situation that I was in the last couple of days. So, thank you guys for your support. please know that if you're going through one of these dark valleys or having like dark day after dark day and you just feel like giving up and you just feel like it's not even worth it, or you can't muster up the strength to even try the skills, or it doesn't feel like it's even going to do anything, please learn from my example that it does help and it does work. It might take time. It may take longer than it's taken me. I'm not completely feeling 100%. I'm still kind of shaky. I was anxious today, but my appetite is coming back, and that's a huge sign to me that things are getting better. It will get better for you too. It might feel completely horrible, like you don't know how you're going to bear it another minute, but please just hold on. Hold on. There's a song from, I think it was the late 80s, early 90s maybe, from Wilson Phillips called Hold On. I'll put that video underneath this one on my blog as well, because if you're feeling that way, please listen to the words of this song and know that if you hold on, if you practice your skills, even when you, honest to goodness, just don't even want to, you don't even feel like it, it doesn't even feel like it's going to help at all, please trust that if you hold on, tap into wise mind, do your skills, stay safe, let someone know in terms of a psychiatrist or a therapist if you're feeling like you might not be able to stay safe. Please take care of yourself and please do what it takes, because I want you to remember those times when you're laughing and those times when you felt the sun on your skin and you noticed it and it felt warm and good, or the time you were able to focus and get into a really good book or watch a really good movie or anything like that. In fact, one thing that I do now is on the good days, I make note of it. And they say it's one of the hardest things for us to do when we have borderline personality disorder, is to remember another state of emotion when we're so intensely engrossed in the one that's happening. But I find it's really helpful to make note of the good days, make note of things that make you feel good, things that make you happy, things that make you smile. So when you're in those same circumstances but you're being affected by the negative emotions and the anxiety or the depression, you can recall that, and it kind of gives a sense of hope that it can be that way again. It just totally sucks right now, and I know it does, and I'm not trying to minimize it. But please know that you're not alone. Thank you guys so much for everything, really. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video or on my next blog post, and hope you have a great rest of the day. Thank you. Bye-bye.